Good morning and Assalamualaikum. My name is Surya. So what I will actually show today is how to actually import your data. So for example, let's say if we have raw data, yeah. Okay, let's say if I have a raw data, how can I combine all the raw data, okay, so that it will become one big table, yeah, this one. Okay, so what we are going to do later is this. So from that big raw data, we will actually get a combined data. So to start my session, okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to use Power Query to combine the data from multiple worksheets. Later on, what we will be doing after that, after we have combined all the data, we are going to use function and formulas for calculation. And we will then summarize the data into pivot table. And later on, we will see that once we add new data to the data set, okay, we just need to refresh to get the updated data. Yeah. Okay, what is actually a Power Query? Power Query is already built in if you are using 2016 and above. But if you are using 2010 and 2013, you can still use Power Query. Just that you have to make sure that you download Power Query before using it. Yeah. Okay. So this is my raw data as I shown you earlier. I'm not going to combine the data in the same file because if we combine the data using a new blank file, it will make our job much easier later on. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create new file. Okay. So I'm going to name it as combined data. This will be my new file.
Hi, Surya.
Hi.
Can you share the screen, please?
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
Alamak, excited terlebih lah.
Uh, Thank you very much, Surya.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. This is actually what I'm showing just now. Okay. I'm showing what is actually Power Query, etc. Okay, so let's move on to what we are supposed to do. Okay, let me. Okay, so I'm going to name this as combined data. Okay, and we are going to open the file. Okay, so now I'm having a blank file. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to combine this one. I have a file that have. Okay, so now if you look at my file, I have January, February, March until June. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to combine from January to June using a formulas and function, okay, to calculate the gross pay because I'm going to remove the gross pay for this one. Okay, I'm going to remove the gross pay. Okay, the reason why I'm going to remove the gross pay later on because if we import any formulas or function, what will happen is that formulas or function will become a value. So it's better to remove any formulas and function and recreate that formulas and function either in Excel or in Power Query itself. Okay, so let's close this one. Okay, then what we are going to do now is that we need to import the data, okay, and put it inside Power Query. I'm going to copy the address so that I don't have to search for the address later on. Okay, and then I'll go to data. Okay, so I'm going to I'll go to data and then I have to click get data from file from workbook. Okay, so I have to go to data from file from workbook. Okay, so once I click data, get data from file from workbook, then I have to copy the address. Okay, then I will select payroll data. Okay, so once we get into this dialog box, we can actually select multiple item. But if we select multiple item, when we add additional data later on, what we will have to do is that we have to go back to the screen. So it'll be much easier if we select the folder name. This is actually not the folder name, but this is actually the Excel file. So select transform. Okay, so we have to select transform. Okay, so for this one, once we get into this screen, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure that I only select sheet. Okay, the rest I don't need all this. So I'm not going to select define name. So I'm going to filter this so that I'll be able to get only the sheet name. And then I don't need the rest of the column. So I can just select data, right click, remove other columns. Okay, then I need to expand this so that I get all the data. Okay, remove the original column name, click OK. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is that I need to make sure that instead of getting column 1 until the numbers, okay, I only want the name, this one, name, month, etc. to become the header. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go to home, okay, and then I'm going to use first row as headers. Okay, I'm going to home, use first rows as headers. So now instead of column numbers, I get all the column name. Okay, but if you look closely, right, this is actually one worksheet and then we have another worksheet. Okay, this is another worksheet and we also have another worksheet. So what will happen if we just put this into Excel? What will happen is that we will get the header multiple times. So what we will do is I'm going to filter out the null and also the column name so that if I scroll down, everybody will be able to see, we will be able to see that there are no more headers or the blank rows. Yeah. Okay, so now since we import the whole worksheet, what will happen is that it actually import all the blank column. Yeah. So I don't really need the blank column. And if you look at the first column, okay, if we go to the following month, the number actually starts at 1 again. Yeah, so I don't need that column as well. Okay, so now what we will do is we are going to remove the first column and from gross pay until the end. So I'm going to select month because I really need month. Okay, go to hourly rate, press shift, click hourly rate. Right click, remove other column. Okay, make sure that we have all the column type, data type correctly. Okay, ABC is for text. 1, 2, 3 is actually for whole number. But if you see ABC 1, 2, 3 means that it can't really detect the column data type. So what we can do is just click the ABC 1, 2, 3. Change this to date because this is actually a date column. Okay, and this one I'm going to change to whole number. Okay, because this is hours. So normally we will actually work 1 hour, 2 hour, etc. So for hourly rate, because normally we have the decimal, I'm going to change this to decimal number. Okay, if you look closely, right, I have a little bit of issue for the column, the data in each cells. Okay, because this is actually imported data. So sometimes they actually give us empty space before or after each characters. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to remove the spaces. So I'm going to select first, press shift, click department. Okay, I don't need to remove anything in the date of hire. So I'm going to release shift, press control, and then click ban. Ban is actually for benefit. Okay, so I'm going to right click. Okay, just go to any of the column name, right click, okay, and then transform, trim. Okay, so now I don't have the extra spaces anymore. Okay, next what we are going to do is that I'm going to I'm not going to remove, but I'm going to move the employee number so that this will become the first column. Okay, so press the column name and then drag before month. Okay, now as promised earlier, we are going to calculate the gross pay. So I'm going to go to add column. So under add column, okay, I have to click custom column. So custom column, name it as gross pay. Okay, so the formula will be hours multiply with hourly rate. Click OK. So I'm going to, now I'm going to put this into Excel. So I go to home, close and load to, close and load to. So select home, close and load, close and load to. Okay. I'm going to change the name as combine data. Okay, so I'm not going to create any connection. I'm going to make it as a table. Okay, let's say if we import, let's say for example, if I'm actually importing the data into the payroll worksheet itself, then let's say if I import it as a table, what will happen is that I already have January, then later on I will have another table called January as well. Okay, so it will be redundant. So if that's the case, okay, we don't have to actually load it as a table. We can just load it as create connection. Okay, when we create connection, what will happen is that it will actually put the table into memory. Yeah, so that we can use it whenever we need it, but it's not going to be visible as the table. Okay, let's say if we don't need the table and we don't want to create any connection, but we just want to create a pivot table report. So we can select pivot table report. Or let's say, for example, if you don't need the pivot table report, but you need the pivot chart, okay, what we can do is we can select the pivot chart. Okay, so now I'm not going to create any connection because I need the table. Okay, then I'm going to put this in existing worksheet. Okay, I'll put this in A1. So I will select existing worksheet and then I will select A1. Okay, so I'm selecting table, existing worksheet, and then I have to click OK. Done. Okay, so now I already got my table. So if you look closely, I have January. Okay, I have January, I have February, I have March, April, May, June. Okay, so all the worksheets inside that payroll has been combined. Okay, so now I need to know, okay, how many years has each person worked in my company. So what I can do is I can use another function which is year frac. Okay, so I can use another function which is year frac to calculate, okay, to calculate the years of service. So the syntax of years frac is first I need to have the start date and also the end date. Start date will be the day when the staff join the company. End date will be today's date. Okay, so I'm going to use year frac. Okay, so my start will be date of hire. Okay, and then today's date I will use today function. Okay, I'm going to change this format so that it will be much more readable. So now I can create my pivot table. Yeah. Okay, so I need to create my pivot table. So to create a pivot table, I can just go to insert pivot table. Okay, and then click OK. We can just use the default setting. Okay, new worksheet and then just click OK. So I just need my month. I need my gross pay. Done. Okay, I don't like label. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to design, report layout, outline view. I don't like sum of gross pay. So I'm just going to change it to total gross pay. Okay, if you look at the numbers, right, it's not easy to read the numbers. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the number format. So I'm going to select any one cell, number format. Okay, I can just use number, use 1000 separator. And now what I can do is I can create a chart. Okay, the shortcut key for creating a chart is alternate F1. So I'm going to use alternate F1. Now I already got my chart. So let's say if I don't like this, what I can do is I can go to pivot chart analyze. Okay. remove the fill button. And I want to make sure that my title will reflect the data I'm actually viewing. So I can just link the title. Okay. Just select the total, press equal, click the month. Okay. And I can also use so I can also use slicer to filter the data. So I can go to division, right click, add a slicer so that I can get a division. So if I click Connecticut, and this is data for Connecticut. Yeah. Okay. Now we already finished creating to summarize the data, and we already finished create a chart for it. And this is to filter the data. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to save this one. Okay, this is combined data. And this is my visualization. Visual report. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, if you look at the data, right, is actually until June. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to import July data. Okay, so I'm going to import July data. I have July data in my payroll. Okay, and I'm going to put this inside payroll data. Okay, I'm going to put this into July payroll data. So I can just copy and paste. Okay, once I copy and paste, I save, close my payroll data. Okay, refresh all, go to data, refresh all. Okay, and then right click your pivot table, click refresh. Now I already got my July. Yeah. Okay, so it only takes about less than 30 minutes to import the data. Okay, create a visualization or summarize the data. And then you can, let's say for example, if you have August data later on, just copy the whole worksheet, put inside your payroll data and refresh. Then you'll get the subsequent data. Okay, let's go to the fun parts. Okay, so for those who are, sorry, excuse me. For those who are watching, okay, um, okay, I actually prepared a quiz for you. Okay, you can go to this website. Yeah, can scan using your barcode. Okay, or can type in the address and answer a few questions. Okay, those who answered correctly and the fastest to answer will get a mystery gift. Okay, you can actually use this one.
Assalamualaikum. Hi Surya.
Waalaikumsalam.
Eh,
Khabar?
Khabar baik. Very good. I like your session.
Alhamdulillah.
I can,
Hopefully,
yeah. Hopefully,
hopefully it's beneficial to everyone.
hopefully, yes. I think this will help a lot of customers out there, people out there who do not know how to combine data. I'm sure they are grateful to have your knowledge on screen today.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you are going to teach us how to create a card, is it?
Yeah, just a simple one, homemade card for everybody
Oh, that is
can see.
actually very awesome, awesome.
All
Okay,
right.
then I will actually able to create my own card for Father's Day.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow is Father's Day.
Yeah, okay. I'll pass the floor to you.
All right then. Thank you very much, Surya.
Welcome.